feel like when it comes to being a creator, right, a lot of what you see is the glamorous stuff, the great things, right? The sponsors, the, bunch of people watching them, the free stuff they get, the lifestyle of being a full-time creator and doing something that you love all the time. And we get so infatuated with these things and we just feel like it's just so amazing. But sometimes, to be completely honest, being a content creator can suck. Now, this isn't a video to deter anyone. I would please ask that you guys stay for the end of the video as well too, just because I promise we will kind of bring it back. But I just want to shed some light on some things that I feel like people don't always think about or people might not see from either their favorite content creators or even your friends. I want to go through 5 different points of things that suck about being a content creator. Now, this is just my personal perspective. Some days I feel like these things are more loud than they normally are. And sometimes we just go through bad ruts. It happens. The reason I want to make this video is because A, I want to show that, this is really hard and it's not just an easy thing to do. B, I also want to show that if you are a fellow content creator, you're not the only one going through this. Like, you're not alone. So don't feel like you're siloed in these feelings and stuff. And I definitely recommend finding friends that you can express some of these feelings to hopefully kind of minimize how much they eat away at you at times, because a lot of times too, we can silo ourselves, which is part of one of the points I want to talk to you guys about. And it's sometimes hard to just talk to other people that don't really go through the content creation journey to really understand why being a content creator can suck. Number 1 on the list is judging yourself very, very harshly. When it comes to content creation, you expect to have these amazing streams, these amazing photos, these funny tweets that get a bunch of likes and follows, and these awesome shorts that are gonna blow up on social media. But to be completely honest, it doesn't happen all the time. So for instance, on Twitter, there are times where I go through where I get literally double-digit likes on all my stuff, and it gets a lot of interaction. And then there's gonna be times where I literally get like under 5 likes or engagement on that thing. And it's really hard sometimes because you look at it like, oh man, what am I doing wrong? Am I shadow banned? Did I say something wrong? Did I piss people off? You literally just get to this point where you're literally just thinking, what is wrong with me? And I feel like with content creation, you constantly judge yourself very harshly. You don't really give yourself grace to make mistakes, to have off days or off weeks. Whatever it is, you are constantly feeling like you have to push yourself because this is a very competitive field. There are a lot of other people that are out there creating content every day. There are people that are working more hours than you. They are working the different hours than you are and stuff like that. It is a very competitive field, and then it also makes it very scary because you're like, wow, I gotta get this right, I gotta succeed. You have all of these negative thoughts that just rush you about you are doing something wrong and other people are better than you. And it's hard to get out of that mindset, especially whenever you're just going through a rut, which brings me to another point, which is hitting a creative rut. So sometimes you just wake up and you don't feel creative at all. Me personally, I work a full-time job. I have a pretty busy schedule. I stream 4 nights a week. So that means I usually use maybe 2 or 3 nights to try and either record, edit, do short form, do something. But sometimes where I have that block of time cut out for me to do that, it just doesn't happen. That almost sounded like something completely different, like when it's time for the magic to happen, it just doesn't. But seriously, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have literally a whole day planned where you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to create an awesome vlog, or I'm gonna do this great video, and all of a sudden, like, you just wake up that day and you're like, I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna create, I don't wanna do nothing. I don't. And sometimes you have to sit there and push yourself through it. Sometimes you don't. It's really hard because, again, you want to be creative, you want to be forward thinking, you don't want to just sit there and do the same thing over and over and over and be monotonous, but sometimes you just can't, for the life of you, be creative. And sometimes it hits you, right? Like at the most random times, all of a sudden you have this like spark of inspiration, but all of a sudden, guess what? You can't do anything about it because you're busy working, you're something, like you're in the middle of doing something that holds you back from doing that. So sometimes when you go to create, you just can't. And it's really hard being in that creative rut and trying to get out of it, and trying to convince yourself this is a good idea because, again, kind of like the previous point, you're judging yourself really harshly and you're like, you know what, this is a stupid idea. You can't do that vlog. You can't get those shots. You can't put on that special stream you wanted to. You just can't do it. And it's hard to get out of that creative rut when you get in there. It sucks. Another point that sucks. Number 3 is letting numbers drive you. And notice a lot of these are kind of tying into each other. But letting numbers drive you as far as like what you should be doing or what kind of content you should be creating, right? You purely judging your content based on the amount of numbers that you get off of it, right? How many views, how many likes, how many shares, how many whatever you get from it, how many subscribers you get from that video. You literally judge everything on these numbers. And the horrible thing about it is that Sorry, I don't know why I cared about that being on, but that just kind of weirded me out that it turned off. But anyways, the horrible thing about it is that you could create a really awesome video. It could be fantastic, it could be well done, well created, well edited, and then for some reason the algorithm just doesn't hit that day. You posted at maybe the wrong time, there was vacations, that many people weren't looking at their phones, and because it seemed like not a lot of people were looking at your content or engaging with it, they just don't show it. So sometimes it's literally not even your fault. But again, it goes back to, what am I doing wrong as a creative? What is my problem? What is wrong with me? I can't tell you how many times you go to post like, you know, a TikTok, like, oh, this is banger, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be awesome. And then all of a sudden it just doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Now I've literally heard of other creators where they literally take that thing, you know, let's just use short form content. They use that short form content, they take it down, they put it up the next day or at a different time, and it does really well. But it's so frustrating to know that literally there is an algorithm that can either decide your success or decide not to let you succeed. Now, granted, yes, you just keep on pushing through it and you just repost and figure it out. That's part of being a content creator, is problem solving, but it just kind of sucks when you feel like you put everything into it and it just doesn't work out. And it happens a lot. Number 4. So earlier in this video, I talked about reaching out to a friend, a fellow content creator, someone that might be able to kind of empathize with you on the same level. Well, guess what? That's really freaking hard to do. You know how hard it is trying to DM someone and make it feel like you're not bugging them, or you're worried about DMing someone that is more popular than you on a platform or has a larger following than you do because you're worried they're just thinking that you're clout chasing and that's it? Or the flip side, having people reach out to you. Always having to wonder, like, is this person genuinely reaching out to me because they like me, or are they doing it because they see me as someone that is a popular creator? They see me as someone that is popular with certain people or whatever have you, whatever it may be, whatever it comes down to. You constantly just have this feeling that like, I'm bugging someone, I'm not cool enough for this person, they're gonna think that I'm just mooching off of them or something like that. And there's always just these negative thoughts that are eating away with you that you're overthinking about when you really just, shouldn't have to worry about it. And the funny thing is that people on the flip side are worrying about that too. They're like, am I bugging this person? Am I like annoying this person? If I DM them twice in a row, am I bugging the crap out of them? Like, it's super frustrating, and again, to my point, it just sucks. And I'm sure a lot of other people can relate to that one. And point number 5 is comparing yourself to others. Again, in a very competitive field where you make friends, and not everyone has the same journey, right? Not everyone is on the same path. Some people go down this path much quicker and get success much faster in their journey. Some people grow at a much more rapid pace. Some people don't grow at all. Maybe some people look at you and they might be a little bit envious of what you're doing in the space and stuff like that because they feel like you're being more successful than them and they just can't tell why. Like, why is it not them winning? Why are you not winning? Why is this person getting sponsored by the company that I want to be sponsored with? Why is this person joining an organization that I want to join? I feel like it's okay to have those thoughts pop up, right? Like, I don't think you can control exactly how you feel, but I feel like you can control how you react to those things. And I feel like with enough training, you can stop yourself from doing that. But I feel like even sometimes when you're just feeling down, you're not feeling motivated, you're just emotionally in a rut, it's so hard not to be negative and think like that and compare yourself to others, or even just comparing your content like, wow, this person's so much better than me. They're so interactive and so engaging. Like, I've had plenty of times where one of my best friends, who I admire a lot as a content creator because I think they're phenomenal, they do a great job in their community. I'm like, man, you're just so good at this. You're so great. Like, you do such a great job in interacting with your community. Like, I want to be more like you. And they literally are like, I'm so inspired with how hard you work, how awesome, like, you achieve so much. Like, the quality of your stuff is awesome. Like, the compassion you have for your community is great. We literally like almost like we're thinking the same thing about each other. Like, whoa, this person's awesome. Like, they're so great. They do great things. It just goes to show you that another sub part of this one is it's hard to not be able to see your true potential and your true value. It's hard not to look at what you're doing from the same perspective as other people because you're inside looking out instead of outside looking in, right? There are plenty of times where I feel like I might not be doing as well as I should be, or I'm not doing the things I should be doing, or I'm not working as hard as I should be doing, or I could be working harder. And I have other people where they come to me and they're like, hey, like, you are one of the hardest working people I know. Like, you put out so much content. Like, I just see your stuff every day. And I'm like, it sure doesn't feel like that. Like, it sure feels like I could be doing a lot more. But again, it's just part of being a creator and it sucks. Those are kind of like 5 things I just want to get off my chest and just talk about. But again, to kind of bring it all back, I just wanted to say that the reason why I made this video and wanted to shed light on some of those subjects is that a lot of these, yes, these are negative and they suck and they do come with the territory of being a content creator, but you can navigate your way through it. And a tweet that I saw from Snoopy actually made me kind of think about this too, is that like, it's not just about having raw talent, right? It's not just about being a talented person, because you can take the most attractive person, the most talented person, and if they don't have the willpower, determination, and the ability to navigate through some of these pain points of being a content creator, you're not gonna make it. Like, it's really hard to do. And yes, it is a very amazing job. Once you actually get to that point where you can call it your full-time job, it is phenomenal, right? Being able to create and share content with people and earn a living off of it is a dream that a lot of people have. And not everyone's gonna be able to get, but it takes a lot more than just that to be successful. And just know that if you're out there and you're struggling with creating content, or you feel these pain points, you're not alone. Your fellow creators probably feel exactly the way you do. And even if you have a bad day, it's okay to have a bad day. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone does. I have bad days. I have bad weeks. We have bad months. Like, there is just no reason to beat yourself up and not give yourself the grace to be human. One thing I would challenge people before I end this video, sorry, I know it's probably kind of long, but whatever. One thing I would challenge people at the end of this video is, next time you feel like you're beating yourself up, or you're in a situation where you're like, man, I messed up, or I'm not working hard enough, or whatever, pretend like you had a friend that came to you with that exact same scenario, right? Exact same position, exact same feelings and stuff like that. And they were voicing these to you, like, I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I'm not adequate. I feel like I'm never gonna get the sponsorship, or someone else got the sponsorship and I'm just wondering, what the hell am I doing wrong? I want you to pretend like you are responding to a friend coming to you with the same pain points. What would your response be? Go ahead, I'll let you think that out, write it out, say it out loud. It's all right, I'll wait. All right, good. Now I want you to be able to give yourself the same grace that you would your friend. Because I guarantee you probably said, hey, you know what, it's all right, you're probably just having a bad day. Or you know what, that person worked really hard to get that, and you're working really hard too. Your opportunity is gonna come as well. Not everyone is gonna have the same journey, the same opportunities, but your opportunity will come, right? You would probably say something supportive like that. And I would challenge you guys to go ahead and do that exact same thing for yourself, right? So next time you guys feel like you're not good enough, or your value is very low, or you're not working hard enough, I want you to take a step back and just think about if a friend came to you and said those exact same things. What would you say to them? Because I guarantee you it's gonna be a lot more empathetic than you would be to yourself. But to be completely honest, you should love yourself, and you should be more empathetic towards yourself. And you should give yourself the grace to be a human being, because that's what you are at the end of the day. You're a human being, just like me. So, sorry this kind of went on for a while. This might be a long edit, hopefully not too long, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Yeah, it sounded like a very negative video as far as like why it sucks being a content creator, but to be honest, at the end of the day, I absolutely love it. It's fantastic, and I've probably made some lifelong memories and friends from it, so I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it's not always as glamorous as people think. So, and again, if you're a content creator, you're not alone. I have those same feelings you do. I go through these as well myself too. I just want to get it out there and just talk to you guys about it, because I feel like it's not that easy to be able to voice these kind of opinions to people, especially whenever you don't feel like you have like other content creators to be able to kind of like have as an outlet for these things. So I've rambled enough. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You guys are phenomenal. Please don't give up on your dreams. Keep pushing for it. There's never gonna be two journeys that will be exactly the same. They're all gonna be very different, unique, and that is what's beautiful about your journeys, because it is yours and it is unique. So, just like you. All right, I'm done. See you guys later. I love you. See you in the next one. Sometimes create those genuine